Besties, it is time to do our May/June TBR. Usually I come to you guys with my beautiful TBR jars. We pull some prompts, we pick some books, we have a good time. We're in a pickle this time around though, and it's completely my fault. I'm taking all the responsibility for this, but we're in a pickle. I'm calling this my absolutely delulu TBR. So first, let's talk about the TBR that covered us for March and April. I did okay. So here's the graphic of that. There were 3 books that I did not finish. I don't know why. Your girl was just busy reading anything and everything else. That's not the case. The case is that I had too many physical books to read and I didn't mix it up enough between physical, audio, and Kindle. And I have to drive a lot for work, so I have to have audiobooks. And then also I need to keep my Kindle streak alive, so I have to read Kindle books. I don't know what I was thinking when I put that together. So I did what I could do, okay? Now, let's talk about the pickle, the situation that we've gotten ourselves into for the coming months. If you are not new here, you'll know that I have been participating in the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do 2.0. We call it Herkyed for short. And we've had basically a whole year. We've had 10 months to get this done. And it's going to come to an end in 2 months and 1 week. So it ends on July 6th. And I still have a number of books that I have to read for Herkyed in order to get a blackout bingo, which I will accept nothing less than that. Everyone's playing by their own rules. My personal rules is that I have to get a bingo in order to be a Herkyed success. So I think the last time I counted, there are like 15 books that I have to read still, which in and of itself is a lot of books that I have to get through in the next 2 months. But that's not the end of it. Okay, so Herkyed books are the first category of books that are going to be on this TBR. And let me run you through those really quickly, okay? Probably should clip the mic on. So the first book that we have left for Herkyed is a monster. It's Fairy Tale. Look at this. Look at this. I have to read this and a bunch of other books too. But yes, I have to read this one. So yay. Then I have to read Green Teeth. I actually really want to read this one. Luckily, she's kind of short, so that's going to be good. Then I have to read Girl on the Train. I believe my plan is to check that one out on Libby. Then I need to read An Ember in the Ashes. This one was on the March-April TBR. Did not get there. I tried so hard to get this one in, and I had other commitments and I couldn't. Then I need to read Strange Pictures. This one also is pretty short, and yeah, some of the pages have like pictures on them. So I think we will be able to get through this one pretty quickly. Then I have to read My Husband, which I have available to me on Kindle Unlimited. Then I have to read The Old Man Who Read Love Stories. And I can never get the title of this book straight, but she's also very, very short. So hoping to get that one done really quickly. I think what my plan is going to be is to read the longer books like during the week, where I'm going to spend 4 or 5 days with the book, and then pick up the shorter ones on the weekend to spend like 2 to 3 days reading them. This one though, I think I can get done in 1 day. So this one will be like a crunch time situation. I might pair it with Fairy Tale on purpose. So there's that. Then we have the Elsewhere Express. Decent sized book, followed by The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam and Water Moon. And there's one more that I actually physically own, but I forgot to grab it. And so that is The Girl from Greenwich Street. The Girl on Greenwich? No, yeah, The Girl from Greenwich Street. So I do physically own that one. I forgot to grab it to throw into the pile. Whoopsies. Those are the books that I need to read in order to complete Herkyed. There are like 1 or 2 other ones, but they fit into other categories a little bit better. So I'm going to read them no matter what, but they will count in my life in multiple ways. So then I have a NetGalley account, which is a website where you can go and you can sign up and say that I would like to receive digital copies of books ahead of their publication in order to read and review them. And it's free. Okay, so I have been reviewing ARCs, advanced reader copies, on NetGalley for a little over a year now. And they're starting to take me seriously, much to my chagrin, because I'd be requesting these ARCs thinking like, they're not going to approve me for all of these. Little did I know, not only are they approving me for the ARCs, they're also just sending me ARCs that I didn't ask for. And I'm like, that sounds great. Let's read that. That one sounds good. And then meanwhile, I'm over here signing up for all of these like ARC reader opportunities. And suddenly they're like, yeah, Sabrina, we'd love for you to read this book too. The ARC list is long. It's plentiful. And I really need to chill out because there's no reason I've done this to myself. But in the months of May and June, and just to set up how I do this, I like to read them pretty close to the publication date and put out a review of it just before or on the date of the publication. Sometimes it ends up being the week of publication. Very rarely I end up having to do the review like a week, maybe 2 weeks after publication. And I do feel bad about that, but things happen. Okay. So I'm working on it. But to that point, I have quite the list of ARCs that I have to get through in the months of May and June. June in particular is crazy. But anyway, so the first of those is actually an ARC that I should have read already in the month of April, which is called Hunted by the Demon's Vows. I just haven't gotten to it. And I accidentally skipped over it is what happened. And I was looking today and I was like, whoopsie. So I need to go back and read that. However, I said I accidentally skipped over it because I've already moved on to the first book that I needed to read for the month of May, The Library of Flowers. So I'm already started this one. I'm only like 26% of the way through it. So we're going to have to read this one in May, okay? And then we're going to go back and we're going to do the Hunted by the Demon's Vows. After that, I need to read Ignore All Previous Instructions. This one is also going to count in Hercule. That's going to be my new release for May. And I will also count it in my personal challenge prompt in Hercule for May. Then I will read Scarlet Yearnings. Then I'll move into my June books, starting with You Won't Forget Me, and that will count in Hercule as my June new release book. And that will round out our new release books because I read the July one last July. It'll also count for the personal challenge for June. Then I will read The Summer Girlfriend, followed by Feast, and then A Pair of Aces. My Kindle's going to be busy. I have no time for Kindle Unlimited or any Kindle books from Libby. No time whatsoever. Then, despite knowing literally all of that about myself and about how many books I'm already on the hook to read, I cannot be controlled. And I be staying at the library and picking up books. Every time I go there, I'm picking up books. I don't know what has possessed me to go to the library, but listen, it's a library book. My library lets me keep them for a total of 21 days. Is that right? No. It's 21 times 3 because your first checkout is 21 days. You can renew that up to twice, provided there's not other people in line for the book. And I have checked all of the books that I have out right now. None of them have anyone behind them. The first 3 books you may remember from my library challenge video. I still have those out. I haven't read them yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, okay? These are actually the next in line in terms of physical books to read. So as soon as I finish the book that I'm literally going to finish today when I finish filming this, I will start reading the first 3 books in this thing. Look out for the reading vlog coming soon-ish for that. But let's talk about those 3. So the first one that I have is The Mirror by Nora Roberts. And I will link you guys to the video where I chose these 3 books from the library. The second library book I have is The Emperor of Gladness. And then also from that book haul, we have Long Island. After I checked this out and got home and was looking it up on Goodreads or whatever, I discovered that it is actually book 2 in a series, but I do think they're kind of interconnected standalones. But I went back and I picked up book 1, which is Brooklyn. So I'm going to read Brooklyn first, even though I checked out Long Island first and I've already kind of like read the first chapter-ish of Long Island, but I kind of feel like it's almost like I read a prologue to Brooklyn, and then we're going to read it all the way through to see what happens. So that's my plan with that. Now, while I was at the library picking up my copy of Brooklyn that came in on my hold, I found Red City. This is one of those books where I am totally having FOMO of everyone who got a very beautiful copy of it and was reading it and saying it was incredible. I was like not that driven toward it when it came out, but hearing everybody talk about it, I'm like, well, why not me? And that's kind of the reason why I have so many books, is because I be saying, well, why not me about like literally every book there is. The library got a pretty beautiful cover of it. I mean, yes, it is a plain sprayed edge, but I love this like dark red, this deep red color of it. So I picked up Red City and I'm like super excited to read this one. She's kind of long though, isn't she? Oh, honey. Okay. Anyway, I'm excited to read this one. I also ran into a copy on what we call the Lucky Day shelf. So it's kind of like newer releases. And it's like, oh, it's your lucky day because you found a copy of this. And that is Isles of the Emberdark by Brandon Sanderson. I keep wanting to pick this book up at the store. And I'm like, girl, you have not read I've read one, but you have not read any of your Brandon Sanderson that you already have at home. You cannot be buying another Brandon Sanderson until you actually know that you want to read this man's books. So anyway, I picked up a copy from the library. We're going to find out that way, huh? Then I have just a couple of books that don't fit into any of those categories, but that I'm absolutely going to be reading between May and June. Okay. The first one of those is Kennedy Ryan's Score. She comes out on May 19th, and I will be forsaking literally every other book you've seen in this pile to read Score ASAP. Like, I can think of nothing better than reading Score as soon as it comes out, okay? That's the plan. That's happening. You will not see me get to the end of May without having read Score. I'm Kennedy Ryan's #1 stan, and since nobody bothered sending me the arc of the book, I'm going to have to read it on release day. The second book in this kind of no man's land category is going to be a book. I don't know what it is yet. It is going to be a book for the newest book club that I joined, which is Black Girls Who Read, the Raleigh chapter. So this one just got off the ground and we have not announced which book we are choosing for our first book yet. But I do think the plan is going to be to meet every other month. So in the May/June timeline, I should only have one book that I'm reading. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it does promise to be a deliciously written book by a wonderful Black author, and I'm so pumped for that. The last book, yes, I said last book, and although this has gone a lot faster than any other TBR video because I'm not pulling prompts and having to think about it, we've covered a lot of ground here, but the last book that I have, and this is going to be The Raven Scholar. Now, this one fits 2 of the different prompts for Goodreads challenges. She's a chunker, but I picked this one intentionally because A, I've been wanting to read it and I keep putting it off, and B, because it fits 2 of the different challenges. Now, I will say, this one fits 2 of the challenges. At the time of filming this, there are, I think, either 3 or 4 Goodreads challenges that have not been announced yet. I am a glutton and I like to have all of my little Goodreads bookmarks. They mean absolutely nothing, but I want them. I covet them. So however many challenges are left, I'm going to have to find books that fit into those. Actually, let's check. Let's check right now. Okay, yeah. So there are 4 that have been undiscovered. The first one is AAPI month. I'm obviously filming this not on May 1st because you're watching it on May 1st. And the way my life is set up, I couldn't film it today. So there's that one. And then there is the Get Ready for Summer one, which doesn't release until 5/12. There is Your Next Escape, which doesn't release until 5/12. And then there is Celebrating Pride Month, which releases on 6/1. So those 4 categories are going to have a book associated with them. I don't know if I'll be able to double up any of those categories with any of the other categories or with any of my Herked books or whatever. Hopefully I can, so I can still get my bookmark and I don't have to add any more books to the stack. But I don't know. And honestly, I'm sure I'm going to have to add 1 or 2 more. So how many books is that altogether? We're looking at a minimum of 28 books. And never mind what I might have to add in order to get my Goodreads bookmarks. 28 books in 2 months. I don't know, best friends. On a very, very, very good, like I'm talking the best month of my life, I've read 18 books. I generally read maybe about 12 to 14 books a month, but like I'm trending downward. Halfway intentionally, halfway because I'm just insanely busy. So I'm trending downward closer to like 10-ish books a month. Am I going to make it through 28 books? I mean, listen, I'm going to. I believe in myself, but that's going to be difficult if I'm being my best honest self. Anyway, these are the books I'm going to attempt to read in the next 2 months. And just pray for me that I make it through all of them, because I will be upset with myself if I don't make it through all of them, even though it literally means nothing. I'm being honest. I'll be upset. Anyway, since you made it this far, let me know. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how many books you have on your TBR for May and or June, or both if you're combining 2 months like I am. And if you are participating in Herc yet, how many books do you have left? And since you made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned, because I'm trying to think, what do we have coming up in May? My birthday's coming up in May. Oh, and I moved the order of publication of books around because, I don't know, there's something about the neurotic way that I schedule my videos. You should be watching Friday Night Lit, but it's the first of the month, and I felt weird about not publishing the TBR on the first of the month and instead publishing it on like the 8th. I don't think this means anything to anyone but me, but it just felt weird. So I flip-flopped it, and you're getting a TBR today. You're going to get Friday Night Lit 2 weeks in a row. Don't ask about the inner workings of my mind, because I can't really explain it. It just is what it is. So I'm going to try to get the library books read so we can have a reading vlog going on, and working on some other stuff. I think we're going on a trip for my birthday. I also participated in Indie Bookstore Day. I did an indie bookstore crawl. I hit up 10 stores in one weekend, y'all. And there's footage. And your girl learned how to use her gimbal, so the footage should not be shaky. I know. Be proud of me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for looking at my absolutely delusional TBR. And please cheer me on from the comfort of your home. And if you never hear from me again, it's because I'm buried under this absolutely insane pile of books. Okay? All right. I will see you all in the very next video. I think I might need someone to come take these books from me so that I can stand up. Oh my God. Mistakes were made.